Welcome back. If you're just joining, it's Trending O'Clock, and you know how we do it right here on Trending. We'll talk about all the trending issues and, of course, give our opinions about them. I am Mercy Irabo, and you know I am never alone in the studio. I have with me Michael Gubadia, and together we'll be spilling some tea today. So let's start with this whole cryptic pregnancy scam trending in Nigeria, Mr. Michael. So let's be clear, cryptic pregnancy is legit. But you see the one trending in Nigeria is the fake version of it. So clinics are out there cashing out on desperate women, telling them they are pregnant even when scans cannot detect it. And Bam Bam, one of Big Brother Niger housemates, stirred this pot online. She said there's this woman that's been pregnant for 3 years in her church. So please, let's say the clip. Yeah, a woman in my church at Dominion City, Lagos, carried her child in the womb for 3 years and 4 months and delivered safely. God is indeed amazing. Another family waited 12 years and just had twin boys. Miracle, no dey tire Jesus. God is in the neighborhood. It's your season. Okay, so somebody was pregnant for 3 years, like carried the baby for 3 years and just miraculously put to bed. So this medical voice came out, the bearded Shino, Dr. Shino came out to say that, trust me, the woman in your church is unlikely to have carried the baby for 3 years. She was likely injected with hormones to make her gain weight and have pregnancy symptoms like vomiting. Ask her scans were likely done only in one hospital. They would tell her not to go elsewhere. On the day of the said delivery, they knocked her and made her sleep with drugs and then gave her a stolen baby. It is a cartel of baby factories that give stolen children to desperate, middle-aged, to elderly, and women longing for children. They tell them it is cryptic pregnancy. So our favorite Twitter doctor, Aproko Doctor, also shed some light on this too. He said that he enlightened women about the pregnancy scam. There's a pregnancy scam going on. Anybody that tells you that another person cannot see the baby in your womb with an ultrasound scan is about to scam you. If there's a pregnancy, it will be seen by ultrasound scans. A lot of women are being scammed this way. Then they pump them full of drugs to mimic pregnancy and tell them not to do scans, then produce a baby and give it to the woman. It is a criminal act. This is terrible, Mr. Michael.
It's terrible, and it brings to bear how far we've come as a people, especially when it concerns criminality. Just yesterday, there was a major bust in a orphanage in Asaba, Delta State, where they had newborn babies, about 4, in that very popular orphanage in Asaba. And not just only that, they had babies, children that were stolen all the way from Kano. They've been away from their parents for 7 years. Now, it's a growing syndicate that is now also graduating into the hospitals. And you know how serene and how highly respected the hospital environment is, especially as it concerns ethics. But it is quite depressing that we're having such scam. I would totally agree with the doctors that there's no woman, come on, you either be in the Guinness Book of Record in having to have the longest pregnancy, rather than just coming out and praising God that after 3 years you finally put to bed. It is all, like you said, I will not call it cryptic pregnancy, I'll call it scamming pregnancy. That's the pure name for it. It's a scam. You cannot have or be pregnant for 12 years and finally give birth to twins that are still babies. They might have been grown men by then. So I really don't understand all of this. It doesn't make any medical sense. It is racketeer. It is syndicate that's operating on desperate, like he said, desperate, aged, middle-aged women. And indeed, it looks as if they're cashing in.
So like I said, there's real cryptic pregnancy, the legit one where a woman does not know she's pregnant until it is very late, and sometimes until when it's labor time that she knows that she's pregnant. But you see these clinics, the one they do here in Nigeria, they tell you that you are pregnant, they give you some hormonal drugs, maybe herbal.
To make you mimic all those signs of pregnancy.
Pregnancy. You might even spit and all of that, have swollen face, swollen stomachs and all of that, and think you're pregnant. And they'll tell you, don't go to other hospitals because when you go there, they won't, scan will not detect the baby because the baby is not in the womb, but in the waist. Like, how come a baby would grow in the waist region and you're having swollen stomach? That is something, like, I feel these people are not just desperate, they are gullible. Because how can somebody tell you that the baby is not in the womb, but at the waist region, and you're having swollen stomach? Like, it doesn't really make any sense.
It doesn't add up.
It doesn't really make any sense. So, and at the end of the day, they will tell you, you're supposed to pay certain amounts of money to be able to deliver your baby. And if you're unable, and the money is always huge amount of money.
Outrageous.
Yes, if you're not able to bring this money, you would carry this pregnancy till whenever you're able to bring this money. So now tell me, are you not supposed to suspect anything? And then this brings me to the question of DNA. When they say Nigeria has Nigeria is high on this paternity fraud, and sometimes I just try to think about this cryptic pregnancy scam in Nigeria.
As a part of it.
Yes, imagine a woman that went through this cryptic pregnancy, and then she's having this child, and the father decided to do this paternity test and found out that this child is not his. But at the end of the day, he might think it's infidelity, not knowing that this baby was gotten from this whole pregnancy scam in Nigeria.
Mercy, do you know what I feel? I feel desperate women understand that this is all scam, but they still just fall for it, be out of their desperation. Yeah, because a normal educated, even if you're not educated, will know that 9 months or even 10 months at most, or 8 months at least, 7, it's enough for the full circle of pregnancy. And yet they just still want to believe in their desperation that, well, it is right. Yes, I feel the baby, does the baby ever kick? Should the baby not kick? Should the baby not draw you? Should the baby not, come on. And all those signs never come. So it's really.
And until you are able to afford the fee, that's when you'll be able to deliver.
Then that's enough reason for you not
to doubt. Because I saw one lady, she posted on Facebook, she said that her brother's wife has been pregnant for a certain number of years, and then they asked them to bring, was it 2.5 million naira, and they're still trying to raise the money, but this woman would not deliver until they're able to afford it. And she said she doesn't know what is wrong. So people started saying on the comment section that this is pure scam. That is
they need the money to buy
Nigeria.
The baby.
And she said she doesn't even know how to tell this to her brother or the wife, because she doesn't even know if they are aware, if they know about all of this, or it's a real scam. So the truth is, don't fall. Women out there, people are really trying to cash out from your desperation. Please don't try to fall for this scam. Don't fall for this scam, because you might not have issues at the beginning, but somehow along the line, your husband might try a DNA test and it comes out negative, and then you'll be held responsible for infidelity. So try as much as possible not to fall for this scam, because it's happening in Nigeria. Well, away from that, so we got this really heartbreaking story in Agbaru community right here in Delta State, Nigeria. And women and parents took to the streets to protest about the incessant disappearance of children, especially twin. So they said children of aged 3 and 10, and over 26 children just went missing suddenly. Some went to school and never returned. Others just went missing while playing. And this is really, really heartbreaking. Please, let's see the footage of the protest. Mr. Michael, this is really heartbreaking.
Well,
the fact that the target is even twin, like twin. And the most frustrating part is that they've reported to authorities, and then there's like zero progress. They've not heard of any child being recovered and all of that. It is frustrating and heartbreaking. Mr. Michael, what's your take?
Well, I feel more needs to be done. Now, it's only right we state this fact that this is not the first time it's happening. It has now been happening for a year and 6 months. On almost a monthly basis, a child is being stolen right there in Agbaro. And it's really baffling that no arrests have been made, no recoveries have been made, and yet the problem still persists. It's all bringing us back to our initial thought of a syndicate that seems to be going around and stealing children.
Babies, yeah.
And it is just disheartening, especially as a parent. When you lost a child, you never know whether he's alive or dead, or whether he's being treated well or he's being used for ritual. It gives every parent every need to have sleepless nights, and I plead with the needed security agencies to do the needful. Let's see how we can bring all of this to an end and indeed put peace back to that very lovely community.
We hope the government intervene. We hope the authorities do their work. We want to hear arrests. We want to hear of cases where they recover most of all those children, because it is becoming too much for the parents to come out to protest. Like, it is terrible. So we really hope that
26 already.
Yes, over 26. Yeah. That's if they can even count properly. So the truth is, they really need to intervene in this issue of children kidnapping in Agbaro community in Delta State. Well, when we get more updates, if there's any case of recovering of any of the child, we'll definitely update you. So away from all of this serious gist, Mr. Michael, let's go
it's becoming too serious.
Yes, it's becoming too serious. And you know, I don't like serious stuff. So let's go into celebrity gossip.
I don't know. Juicy.
Juicy. So Tiwa Savage finally opened up about a past relationship with a celebrity, a misery celebrity. So if you're trying to guess names, hold up, she never mentioned any name. So she said that she was in this relationship with this mystery celeb, and it has really left her drained, emotionally exhausted. And she said it wasn't even just the cheating part alone, that the lies, the disrespect, the constant emotional roller coaster. So it is really terrible. And you trust Nigerians now. The internet detectives, they are out there trying to connect the dots. Who could that be? Who could that be? But Tiwa never mentioned any names. So do the calms. Mr. Michael, what's your take on this?
Well, anyways, I'm still trying to press my phone to make some checks to see who that celeb will be. But anyway, I've not been able to do that. But it brings me back to the issue of, well, it will not be right if I say this, but I need to. You know, when you have a good thing going, continue with it. That's just the idea. Herself and her husband, her former husband, who she has a son for, you know, there's every need to quarrel.
Yeah,
but resolving those issues were best. He's now married, living his life, and now she's going through a roller coaster of deceitful celebs. And, you know, the pain is there. I could still remember early this year, she came out to say that she was lonely and would definitely be needing a relationship. Who would not, especially as a successful woman? But sometimes you need that cuddle, you need that show of love, and you need that feeling of, yes, I'm not just alone.
Well, it takes a lot of guts for superstars to come out to spill the tea like this, to talk about their personal relationship. It takes a lot of guts. And I think she said this whole heartbreak thing inspired her new album, This Is Personal. Well, you know, it's almost time. So I think this is where we have to draw the curtain, sadly. But you don't want to miss tomorrow's episode, tomorrow's edition of Trending. Of course, it will be juicy, just like today. I had a really nice time here, Mr. Michael.
Well, anyways, the gists are always so interesting on the mind, sometimes provocative. Yeah. But, well, Trending will always come up every weekday, as much as we also do Viewpoint. But all the same, well, we've come to the end of Viewpoint itself. And it has been a very great day, from the papers down to dialogue, 2 parts. And now to Trending, and remember the news came also. Well, it's time for us to go.
Yeah,
I'm Michael Bobadia. God bless you.
And I am Mercy Irabo. Have a nice day.